think we should stop pointing fingers and blaming others or saying, it's not my job. Yeah,
That's
well,
what he said.
not better job, or maybe it's, I don't do that, that's not my, a lot when you come and you ask someone, hey, can you do this? Well, that's not my thing, you need to go over there, and then you go to 3 different places, and some groups, they wear different hats, or, well, I'm in charge of this, you need to go ask this person, and sometimes it's just frustrating.
One of the things, the example that I used in our last meeting, and one of the things that we need to do a better job of, is everybody know what a silo effect is? For a company that says that they have a silo organizational chart, meaning the sales people are in a silo, you know, the grain silos, okay? And the management team is in another silo, and the dispatch team is in another silo. And what that, you've got 6 feet of concrete between each edge of the silos, plus the space in between. So you can really see the picture of how difficult it is for one silo to communicate with another silo. And so one of the things that we need to do a better job of is breaking down those silos and not having that type of thinking, which goes to your point, what we brought up. But it's not so much, I mean, I'm always concerned about teamwork and people not saying, you know, it's not my job and you did this and do this. This is not a session where we're going to be pointing fingers and saying you should be doing this. This is a session about how we grow the company from a sales perspective. And so when I'm talking about silos from a sales perspective, it is when Nikki takes a reservation and says, and they say that we need a car seat because we're bringing our kid home from the hospital. You know, she needs to think, what can we do? Let's send a card, let's ask, make sure the chauffeur knows that there's been an issue so he doesn't want to go, how's everybody doing? Well, you know, our kid just came home from getting, you know, had a liver transplant or something, you know. And so that everyone understands and takes the perspective of, I'm not just taking a reservation or I'm not just answering a question, I'm looking for opportunities to grow our business, to say thank you, to anticipate needs, to anticipate sales, okay? And if I can't do it, I'm going to communicate with somebody that can do it. Jeff might be in the middle of a 300-run day, and if there's a storm coming, he needs to think in a situation like that, something needs to be done, I don't have time to do it. Eric, guess what? Da-da-da-da-da. Client is coming home from the hospital. Think of something to do. Just want to give you a heads up. Send it off, you're done with it, but we've not just let the ball sit. Okay, we've continued it rolling.
So it's
Okay.
a communication thing.
Yeah, that's better
Well,
communication.
it's not communication. It is the
It's-
want to, internal want to say, I'm going to take this a step further. And Tony's got an email that I sent him the other day on a reservation that had I not taken a step forward, we just got the bachelorette party limo deal. That Lori had sent a quote, perfect quote, comes back too high. I see it, I notice it's Freeman Companies. Okay, so I write her back and say, hey, it's not too high, all the executives at Freeman already use this. Well, I'm not that high, but oh, by the way, I've got a bachelorette party. You know, had I not taken the time to say, you know what, we can maybe get that airport transfer, we wouldn't have gotten the $700 bachelorette party. Okay, and so it's that type of thinking that the silo effect that we've got to break down, and we've got to say to ourselves, the purpose of having a team
Right.
is to help one another and to say, this isn't my expertise, but it might be Lori's. This is a wedding. And then Lori takes the ball and runs with it. Or this is an out-of-town deal. And so that there's anyway, I'm rambling.
Well,
but-
no, I get it, because I guess then one of the, instead of, I guess, coming back from mine, instead of that would be, I'm, and you know, as I said before, in charge of the new clients. And I would love if we could do more of asking asking that client, sometimes we're busy. I by chance have to, I have to look up clients, we don't get emails, so I'll look them up, see if their email's a business email, and then I'll Google them. And I happened to Google this one gentleman's brand new client, CFO, president of his company. We had no idea who he was, who they were picking up, and that could have been a make it or break it situation. You always want to know who's in your car. So I would love just, if we would either ask for the business or that extra step that could make that exclusive account for us. So who do you, what's your email address? If they notice it, oh, is this your company name or do you work for this? So like you said, going that extra step so that it helps me do not necessarily less, but faster. We know who's in that car to where we can really. I sent a card. Jeff, he suggested I get a card, so we did a Premier card. I put a gift card in it. Said, I hope you enjoyed your ride. He found he switched around drivers for me to make sure that it was someone who knew. Sometimes you have the younger drivers, and we just wanted to make sure everything, and he did, and he gave the driver the card and gave him his gift card, and I wrote a little note and then followed up.
Just to go pull the picture up of.
Yes.
Yeah.
We pulled a picture of his profile. I mean, he's all over the internet. He's very important. They have offices in 3 different areas.
It's just finding opportunities
Right.
to take that extra step that will ingratiate our clients to us, and that will make that right. In half of the time, it goes unnoticed, okay? But it creates a flow from the reservation to the dispatch to the chauffeur that alleviates any potential issue.
There's just so many great options with these new clients to have, and I can't do every client. It's so hard. So
When you went through this exercise, any ahas that went along with, just for yourself, where you said, well,
oh yeah.
Well, it's not, you never want to put down on paper, keeping a routine of things we need to do less of. You never want to think about that about yourself, because you're like, man, I nailed that call. And then you hang up and you go, all I did was say, your existing client, who, what, when, where, thanks, click. Because, you wrestle with trying to get too much information out of them when all they want to do is say,
Yeah.
I need a card. And I need to go because I have a screaming baby here, or I need to go do something else because I've got 50 million things going on.
Yeah, let's remember that we're differentiating between new clients and existing clients.
Right.
We
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
the fact of Diane Stone calling and saying, pick up Greg Gordon home tomorrow, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Right.
Versus a new client that we've got to take a little bit of time with, so I understand that.
Right.
You want to give
Anyone
them that
else?
comfort.
Wayman, what did you put down as something?
Well, I said the thing that we need to do, like as far as in the office, is that first off, we need to realize that each one of us is an intricate part of this team. So we need to realize the potential in each one of us to come together and make the company better. Because a lot of us, we're in different fields, like you said, in sales, reservations, dispatch. And some of us haven't crossed over into those fields. So you can't respect it because you have never been there. So when you see it from the outside looking in, it's like, well, it's no better than what I'm doing, or my job's better, more important than that. But at the same time, you have to realize that we have to put it on an even playing field and say, their job is just as important as mine, and I have to give them the same respect that I would require from them. And so whether it's not a negativity in the office or a lack of morale in the office, because I think I'm doing more when we're all collectively doing all the same to make the company grow.